Okay, today we're going to start working on a new interactive math notebook. For this activity, you're going to need your math notebook. You will need a pair of scissors. You will need a glue stick. You will need a pen or a pencil, something to write with. And you will also need one of these beautiful pieces of paper that can be found right up there on the whiteboard, right behind the wood piece that is right there. You need to have all of those supplies, so go ahead and pause this video and then come back to it when you have your supplies gathered. Okay, now that we have all of our supplies, we're going to get into our math notebook and we're going to open it up to the next new fresh page. So I have some things in my math notebook that I need to get through before I can have my next new fresh page. Here's my next new fresh page, and you're going to take your, I already did some of the work, but you're going to take your piece of paper, and you're going to cut with your scissors. You're going to cut around the outside on the dotted lines. Then you're going to fold on this dark black line and cut on these dotted lines as well. So your paper is going to look just like this, just like my paper looks right now. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video until you can get that all situated so that it looks just the same. Okay, now that you have that done, we are ready for the next piece. What we're going to do is we're going to glue this into our notebooks, and we glue it so it's the long way, because otherwise it won't fit and we'd have some hanging over. And we don't want any of our interactive notebook to hang out of our notebook. So we're going to put it just like this. Oh, and mine is a little bit long, so it will hang over just slightly, and that's going to be okay. It's not going to hang over by a lot, just maybe a 1/4 of an inch. All right, so now that I have that piece all glued in, I can put my supplies away, at least my scissors and my glue, and pick up my scraps so that no one else has to wait for me to get done with those supplies. Okay. In this activity, what we are doing is we are going to be naming these numbers in many different ways. So on your paper, I want you to write the date. And again, I'm not sure when you're going to be completing this, so I'm not going to write the date on here. I do know that if it's 2016, you will be completing this on Tuesday, November 15th. But if it's a different year, you might be completing it at a different time. So put the date on there. And then we also want this sentence. I can name my numbers in many different ways. That sentence kind of lets us know what we are doing. Today we are naming our different numbers in many different ways. So we know that this number is 36,152. So some of the different ways that we can name that include that one. That way that we just named it, 36,125. This is what we call the base 10. We're using a base of 10 and our place values to help us name that number. We know that this 3 is in the 30,000 spot, so we got 36,125. It's using our base 10 model. We could also number this as, or name it by using our words, and that way would be 36,000 100 25. When you're doing it this way, I want you to notice that I do not put an and in here. I didn't say 36,125. When you get further on in math, you'll learn that that and actually stands for something else. So we just say 36,125, and that is our whole number. And this method right here, this way to name it, is called the word model. Pretty easy to remember. We are using our words. Okay. And the other way that we're going to practice naming our numbers today is expanded form. I know that yesterday some of us got a little experience with expanded form when we were working on our weekly worksheet that you'll also work on again today. Expanded form. Expanded form is when we take each of these pieces and we break it apart so that we expand it into the different place values. So we've got 30,000 plus 6,000 plus 100 plus 20 plus 5. And that way is our expanded form. So we've got our base 10 model, writing it 36,125. We've got our word model, 36,125. And we've got our expanded form, 30,000 plus 6,000 plus 100 plus 20 plus 5. It's pretty easy peasy. That's what we're doing today. You're going to label each of these other ones with their base 10, with their word model or word form, either way. And then we also have our expanded form. Each of these numbers is going to be labeled in each of these three ways. Okay, if you have any questions, you can definitely come up and borrow this notebook. It will be along the whiteboard, right where that green notebook for reading is, in case you need it as a refresher. All right, thank you for watching. Have a good day.